The world has one interconnected ocean, a vast blue expanse critical to life on Earth. And there's no better animal to represent the story of the ocean with all its splendor and uncertainty than the killer whale, or as it's scientifically known, the Orcinus orca. The orca lives in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the mighty Pacific and beyond. This whale's story is the ocean's story, and it is one we all share.
So which one was the one that killed the trainer?
Welcome to SeaWorld's Orca Encounter. My name is Vicky, and I'm honored to introduce you to these intriguing and majestic animals. And learning about them and their natural behavior. We hope that the Orca Encounter will give you a better understanding of these magnificent creatures and all that they represent.
While they are found in every ocean,
That's how they splash.
orcas living off the coast of Iceland are quite different than those near Costa Rica. In fact, there are at least 10 types or ecotypes of killer whales. An ecotype describes the differences between killer whales' size, physical form, prey, social structure, and habitat. As you can see, the differences are subtle, but noticeable when compared side by side. Orcas are adapted perfectly to their environments. And even the whale's black and white coloration has a purpose. It camouflages the outline of their bodies in the water, making it easier for them to surprise and catch their prey. When viewed from above, the black with the dark depths of the ocean. When viewed from below, the orca's white bellies match the brighter surface of the water, blending with the light above, giving them the perfect camouflage.
Orcas really are a natural wonder, and Ulysses is going to help me show you some of their physical characteristics. His blowhole is perfectly positioned on top of his head so he can grab a quick breath of air at the surface of the water. Even the location of his eyes works to his advantage. You may think that his eye is in the white oval eye patch, but that's a visual distraction. It's actually in front of that in the black area to camouflage it from prey. The fin on his back is called a dorsal fin. Dorsal fins lack all skeletal structure, so over time they can bend and curve the way Ulysses has.
No, that's because you don't take
The
care of that
flippers
part.
on either side of his body are called pectoral flippers. Unlike the dorsal fin, pectoral flippers do have a bony structure inside, similar to our hand.
It's saying hi.
The lobes on either side of their tail are called flukes. Tail flukes are the power engine of a killer whale, propelling them to speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. That's as fast as some of our boats. And they swim the fastest and use the most power when propelling their bodies completely up and out of the water.
Whistles to socialize in the pond, and calls for group coordination and hunting.
Pretty sure he's just his ass down. Oh, they're so cute.
Vocal development studies here at SeaWorld show that early on, calves learn vocalization from their mothers. But as they grow, they learn from others close to them as well.
Spy hopping is a way for killer whales to coordinate their behavior and to get a better look at their surroundings when they hunt. So it's no surprise they're at the top of the ocean's food chain.
That means that they're stressed out.
Killer whales work together to rear their young, protect their pod, and most importantly, pursue and catch their prey. Every day they cooperate to survive in the wild oceans of the world. The orca's hunting techniques are as varied as the whales themselves. Norwegian killer whales will circle herring, herding them together. The whales use sounds to coordinate with each other and to disorient the herring. With the fish confused and contained, the whales stun them with their powerful tail flukes, making for an easy meal.
Damn, that one soaked the fuck out.
Whales in the southern hemisphere will capture sea lions by grabbing them right off the beach. Watch as Clea demonstrates a similar behavior and movement right here. Antarctic killer whales will actually create waves that wash over floating ice, knocking seals into the water. Our whales will be showing you a similar wave-making technique, demonstrating one of the many complex and impressive hunting skills killer whales have developed around the world. Now you just saw these waves crashing in front of you, but you have no idea the amount of water that's being displaced unless you experience it firsthand.
Oh, they're about to start
And
splashing.
luckily, all of you are going to get to experience that power firsthand. Watch out, everybody. Here it comes.
Nah, they're capping. They're capping. We ain't gonna feel water. That little boy's just getting worse. I want to sit where he's sitting next to us.
Whale, it's the largest animal on Earth. It's 5 times longer and 50 times heavier than an orca. So how does a killer whale this size prey on an animal that size? It's possible because orcas are team players.
In this example, we see the larger male orcas surround a sperm whale, forming a perimeter, while the females continue to drive the whale forward until it reaches exhaustion. The calves then move in to join the adults in the group.
That will keep splashing the same spot.
Whatever their prey, killer whales always cooperate and hunt together, making them a highly successful predator.
But I see people moving. We could have just went and
Play is an important part of everyday life for killer whales. It's how they teach the young whales to hunt and practice their skills as they grow.
It's so cute.
Porpoising is when the whales swim fast, breaking out of the water just for a moment. You can see them doing this when catching a ride in the wake of a boat or surfing in a wave. Orcas like to be touched and will rub their bellies on rocks when they can. Around their environment here at SeaWorld, just like killer whales in British Columbia. You will also see killer whales in the wild mimicking each other, and we see it here at SeaWorld all the time. Our whales are constantly imitating and learning from each other. Many of the behaviors you've seen today are used by wild whales to stun fish when they hunt. But today, I think the whales are going to go on stunning all of you. provide excellent healthcare, research, and of course, quality of life. The whales at SeaWorld take an active role in their own health and well-being. If you look up to stage in just a moment, we'll be asking our whales for a couple of different behaviors to show you some of what we call husbandry behaviors. These are behaviors we train the animals to allow us to take care of them physically. If you look at Amaya there in the middle, you'll see she's going to give her tail to her trainer. We can take a blood that way. This is a video of Orca getting weighed. We weigh all of the whales on a weekly basis to make sure that the adults are maintaining a healthy body weight and that the youngsters are growing properly. We can even collect a breath sample from their blowholes. Now, none of these behaviors would be possible without the trusted relationships that we build with our killer whales. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a minute to tell you about Nikai. He's coming up right here. Nikai is a juvenile male. He just turned 19 this year. He was born right here at SeaWorld San Diego. Nikai is an incredibly smart killer whale. He enjoys learning new things. And we do train our animals new things all the time to engage and stimulate their minds. Diet, exercise, and of course play keep the whales in great shape.
I want one.
The whales here at SeaWorld have helped killer whales in the wild by participating in many research studies. One ongoing study monitors the whale's heart rate and breathing to understand how marine noise pollution from ship engines and other sources affect wild populations. In another study, scientists from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, took measurements of the killer whales living here, including pregnant whales. By comparing these measurements with drone footage of killer whales in the wild, scientists are able to monitor the wild population's nutritional and reproductive states. Other research has been done here at SeaWorld on the mother whale's milk composition. This research will help create an effective model to understand how toxins in the ocean impact wild killer whales and their milk supply. What we learn from the whales in our care every day is actively helping whales in the wild survive. And just by being here today, you've supported our rescue, research, and conservation efforts all around the world. If we work together, like the killer whale, we can protect the future of the Orcinus orca that we all share.
Focus everybody line, it ain't over yet.
Thank you all so much for joining us today at Orca Encounter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if I could have your attention, can everyone please stay seated where you are? We have a very safe way of exiting you all so we can maintain social distancing. As you can see, we have flags around our stadium. We are going to be exiting you row by row. So until that flag is in your section and in your row, we do ask that you have patience and sit tight until we can get an ambassador to you to kindly exit you and make sure that you are maintaining your social distancing.